Peace. Sweet. For those of you that know the platform, I appreciate you. For those of you who are new to the platform, I appreciate you as well. Welcome to Karmic Dynasty. Honor to you all. Today, I am here to address in a peaceful manner as possible this monument right here. This monument has been unveiled in Boston. Peace, Kai Creatress, peace to you. Peace also, Grand Uprising Royal speaks, the matriarch, Shariri L, hashtag Unoccupied Turtle Island. What up, though, tribe? Like and share, subscribe to the platforms. Now, I appreciate that gentle reminder. So right now I am sharing the video to the Facebook groups that I know that I am aware of and that applies appropriately to the content today. And I'm sharing on those. So if you would share as well. Subscribe to Karmic Dynasty platform and on YouTube, on my YouTube, Karmic Dynasty. I need a refresh because right now, here we go. Goodness. I was in the part where you got to go in and subscribe individually. That's not right. All right. Now, again, this presentation today was brought to the platform and to my awareness. Again, for those of you who know, I do not watch the news. The people, you all are my news. So when I hear from you, for the most part, for most of what I know in the news, I hear it from you all. So I appreciate those that share this information with me by way of communicating with me through my Instagram, Twitter, my email, my personal phone number, or Facebook chat in a post. However, for those of you who see me in person and you share with me there and or in TikTok, I appreciate you. Subscribe, follow the platforms, etc., etc., etc. Now, I am here today in a definite freestyle manner. Karmic Dynasty is a unscripted platform. Like that's one of the only things you'll hear me say that's like the same. But otherwise, I'm here today to share live my reaction to what's going on with this. So I have some articles. I'm going to have some articles that I'm going to look up real time and share, and we're going to discuss them together and look at these. So if you have any comments and you're watching this video after the live presentation, then share them in the comments so that others can hear your piece, read your piece, your voice. Now, right now, okay, this sculpture is called The Embrace, and it is a tribute and honor to the embrace of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his spouse, Coretta Scott King, his wife. Now, there has been support for this monument, this sculpture, and there has also been the critics. Right now, I have some things that I'm really like critical of this sculpture, and I'm gonna learn some things today. So right now I'm gonna go to this search right here, and let's look at. I typed this in just so I can have a tab ready to go. So let's go. Again, peace to everyone. Peace, peace, peace. So what I have here, I typed in Martin Luther King Boston Embrace, and so here is a review. Says it's confusing. New Martin Luther King Jr. Monument in Boston gets mixed reviews. Here says the Embrace Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial causes a stir. In Boston, the Embrace honors Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. So we got mixed reviews. We got right here, the sculpture celebrates the legacy in Boston because for those of you who don't know, he does have ties in Boston. He lived there for some time. And so I'm just going to look at this today. Let's move forward. Let me see. So let's go to images right quick. So, and we're going to look at some of the images. Now, this is an image that was brought to my attention, and we're going to look at this now. And of course, it goes to another screen. Let me see if I can, with my touch screen. Nope, maximize this. Okay, that's cool. I can do that. All right. So, now it's been brought to my attention, and I could easily see some interpretation that is definitely open to all observers. Now, this pair of hands we looking at right here in the embrace, these are the hands that represent Coretta Scott King. Now, what is missing here, because when I first saw this, I'm like, what is up? What is going on here? There are no heads in this sculpture. So here we're looking at the overview, the aerial view. And so if you look, this would be Dr. King right here with the cuff links, the suit jacket. And then this is Coretta in here. And this is what is being replicated in theory. And here is another version, another view. Now, first of all, water the plants. Welcome to Karmic Dynasty. Hug it out. Okay, I'm not with the hugs and the hugging it out today. I'm just not in the mood for hugs and hugging it out. Now, what I am in the mood to do is to discuss. We're going to look at the person who created this sculpture. I know I can't. I remember briefly it was a man. I know I'm not going to get in his headspace today, but speaking of headspace, why would there not be heads on this sculpture? Where are the heads at? Like, why? So I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look for that. But back to this version view of this photo, and we're gonna go back to another view, right? This. Now, someone pointed out to me that this looks like a penis. Now, I can see that, and I did put it on the thumbnail for us to look at it. Now, what I also see to me is this looks like a turd, poop, feces, a pile of shit. That's what it looked like to me. Do I need to put a thing up here before I start cussing and carrying on people? Joy's cussing today. Got my kids in front of the screen today. Oh, Joy has asked you all to not put your children in front of the Karmic Dynasty screen. Review it yourself. I don't know, parental advisory. Make a decision. Joy is not the decision maker in your household. I appreciate you all. Now, to me, this looks like a hand full of shit. Like Coretta supports the shit. Or we're looking at it from a penis point of view. So we got Coretta Scott King in a public place holding penises now. I mean, that's just observation. This is mine. Somebody else got the penis observation. I can see that. I got this looks like a handful of shit. Interpreted so many ways. Now, Coretta, of course, supporting such a public figure and married to him, has dealt with her share of shit. And her beautiful self, I say, has done it so gracefully. Just all the time beautiful, all the time graceful, all the time that I've seen it portrayed out in the public, supportive of her husband. So, I mean, we could look at it this way, but that ain't how it was so-called intended to be set up for. Now, let's look forward. Now, as far as I'm feeling some LGBTQ vibes here, because before this monument, I'm gonna call it a monument, sculpture. Oh, Kai Creatures with me, homosexuality vibes. I'm like, okay, I have my art background, I have my art knowledge, and Kai Creatures does too. We all do, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. We all do. However, you got the image idea, whether you write it down or you just go to start shaping, it's here first. It's here. I don't know about first, but it's here. Yeah, I went there. I'm going to keep going there. That's what Karmic Dynasty does. Now, the sculptor knew because before, at some point, you got to diagram it 360 for whoever is helping put it together. You got to know the space, the dimensions to put this in. Yes, he knows the view all around. I know he has advisors. Somebody had to clear it for public appearances. Being an artist, this had to have crossed his mind. And he had to have thought about what will the reviews be on Coretta holding a pile of shit. Both hands. Shit so heavy, she need both hands. Or the penis so heavy, she need both hands. I mean, what? The weight of a penis. Destroying a legacy is the name of this broadcast. Because this is just my viewpoint. We ain't even looking at the viewpoint of the pedophilia community, the community that want to continue to act like Black people, us people are uncivilized. The portrayals that are just in this one image is just like disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Now, it could be looked at. We're doing art today, art discussion, as a tribute to Coretta being able to maintain and hold the support and weight of a bunch of shit, because this looked like poop. And or looking at the meaning, the imagery, the overall symbol of a phallus. Phallus equals penis. Phallus means penis. Because in some communities, the strength of a man is in his penis. So to support the strength of a man, shenanigans, because I'm sure trying to roll it out. They'll just try to look at it all kind of ways. You know what I mean? I'm working on being neutral today because I'm straight like homosexuality vibes and destroying a legacy. So either way, for Coretta to hold this up, see, she got both hands, this up, that's strength, the strength of a woman. Holding her man up, holding up herself after dealing with a bunch of shit. And I done said that about 5 different ways. Y'all know what I'm saying. So let's move forward and let's go on with some other images here. Again, this is the over aerial view. Yeah. Now, here to me, this looks like a heart shape. which could represent the love of this couple. Now, right now, I'm doing my interpretation, my breakdown, my how do I relate to these images verbally. This is my spiel right now. Now, so the love of these two, definitely, I could say I've seen it, and I support this view of this sculpture. Symbolism in her book. Yes, symbolism everywhere. So for somebody to just throw up a monument and they're gonna tell us, call it the embrace. You need a cover story. We're gonna call it the embrace. Because titles and names are everything, huh? The embrace. Oh, that sums it up. Oh, I just took an idea from a picture I saw and then I sculpted them together. And if I had put the heads on there, really wouldn't have been a heart symbol. So I took the heads off with their heads. That's what I did as the sculptor. I could see that. I could see them saying it. I mean, I don't know. I ain't read up on the sculpture yet or the interpretation of the sculpture, or the sculptor. So we're going to look at that. I got time today. My next broadcast ain't till 7:00 p.m. Oh, and if you didn't know, this is my commercial for this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me and Eternal El Bay. We will be here with the Avatar 2, Revelations. Okay, so join us this evening for that. Now, back to what we're talking about today, penis, poop, all that good stuff. Let's look at it. What we got here? Elliot Claybrook, welcome to Karmic Dynasty, son, child of mine. He said, what is that? I'm about to go knock it down. Do you know what I mean? Because there have been so many sculptures lately, monuments that have been knocked down. Recently, the Henrietta Lacks sculpture has been put in place to substitute the crap that stood before where she will stand. Hey, Charbay. Peace, welcome to Karmic Dynasty from your Facebook channel. Welcome. Glad you're here. Another artist in the room. Again, we are all artists, but those who hold on and claim and promote their artistry, welcome Charbay and her significance to the platform, her voice today. I appreciate you. Now, so I'm good with this one. So I got a thumbs up for this one. Let's see what else we got. You know what I mean? Dr. King looking like, what kind of shit does this y'all got going on with my name? Why not have a sculpture of both of them holding hands? Exactly. Because I'm telling you, and I'm getting to it, there's an agenda with this sculpture. There's a reason. There are no heads. Let's look at it right quick. I need him to sit here with me. Let's look at this right quick. Now, sculptures of our projection have appeared, and then over time, noses disappear, lips disappear, or speaking of the Olmecs, the rest of it disappear. How about, they like, let's just cut to the chase. We ain't got to later erase no noses, no lips, no features. We just gonna give them no head at all. There's no head at all. And then for it to be the color it is, it's just like they could easily, and I'm assuming, because I haven't looked, they could easily remove the placard or whatever part that says this is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his wife Coretta Scott King embracing, according to the picture, let's say circa 1965. I don't know, I'm making that part up, but you know what I mean? They could easily remove that signage. And then they afraid that Black love, they ain't put no heads up there. They could easily remove that signage and then put some Tamahu names on there and say that was their love. That was their love. That ain't no Black love. Not in Boston. They like that. So why we can't have no heads? Why we can't see the people that look like us embracing each other? Is that too much for the community to embrace Black love? To embrace a monument just bigger than us to scale, bigger than us. Just look at them loving on each other. Because the only other way right now I can think of seeing them loving on each other in this form is to go do another internet search. Because before this was brought to my attention yesterday, I didn't even know that picture of them existed. That's a picture of them I had not seen before. I had not even seen this before. I've seen many pictures of them, not this one. Of them embracing right here. I've not seen it. They scared. Why not have a sculpture of both of them holding hands with their faces, heads attached? Why not? That's a great question. Why not just do that? What's the problem? Now, this image right here. I'm seeing like how this shoulder right here, you can see that's a shoulder. But like these man hands is holding like testicle in this area, and it goes down, and that back, what's that, a vein back on the back of the, so this the head of the penis, the phallus right here, and then how that vein go back up like right here. I can see that LGBTQ plus and them alphabet kids agenda rushing through this monument. Why? But of course, this would be Coretta's elbow. Coming up back here is her hand, and over here is her elbow coming up, and these are fingertips right here. But I mean, seriously, now I'm looking at it. I need y'all to know, first of all, I'm gonna need some heads on that, and not them penis, not them phallus heads. And for those of y'all that don't know, me, I have 5 children. So yeah, I know what a phallus look like. I also did, like in my early social media days, I did a presentation on astrology. And the phallus was a big part of that presentation. For right now, quick note, anytime you see this arrow in astrology, anywhere, most times, astrology definitely, like on the Sagittarius sign, that means phallus. The phallus is being represented. Okay? So I'll study even for social media and to bring awareness to the platform publicly. It's already been documented that Joy knows what a phallus look like. So let's go back to looking at it. I'm not a parental advisory, explicit content. I'm not playing. Y'all can wow all y'all want to in the audience. I don't care. So again, we got what looks like a phallus head right here. And the shadows alone give it that look of the underside that lead down to the testicles. You see there? I'm not playing. Martin Luther King Jr. holding nut sacks. I'm saying it. Disrespectful. There is no way that anybody looking at this, and I seen somewhere right quick when I was looking at images that his son, I don't know which son, supports this sculpture. How? Like how? He supports it in a manner to where, let's say, those who are critics, those who are ready to tear it down, knock it down, that message went out real quick, like, oh, well, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s son is cool with the sculpture. So there's a great deal of us that wanted to knock it down initially. It's like, oh, okay, his son cool with it. All right, I'm gonna sit back. His son being used to die out them fires. That sense of urgency to tear that shit down, remove it. Let's get a petition going. And whatever contact need to be made with the sculptor and whoever approved this mess to be publicly displayed and attached Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. name on it and his wife, Coretta Scott King, but ain't got enough respect to attach their images publicly, along with these body parts from this one picture that they chose to use. What's the issue? Hands? You can't hold hands? You can't just be a them standing next to each other. Maybe you don't want them touching. You just want to, I think it's time I'm going to pop into and look at, maybe we can see what this is about. What's that say? Standing together. I might have to, let me see what that says. Okay. Standing, that's a check. So it's just all about the money, of course. Money, money, money. Let's roll back. Let's look at this scope. Let's see. Let me type in sculptor. Let's type in meaning. Not less, but I'm gonna type in meaning. And then I'm gonna go over to all and see what this say. Well, hold on. A memorial is disrespectful. Understand conceptual art represents nothing to our community. Thank you. I appreciate your feedback because your art background is more diverse than mine. And I'm glad it ain't just me. It ain't, because just the critics alone in these articles I done looked at so far says it's not just me. A memorial honoring Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King is being unveiled Friday in Boston. So this just happened Friday, where the couple met and studied in the 1950s. The Embrace, a bronze sculpture on Boston Common, commemorates the Kings, both of them, efforts for racial and social equality. Okay, racial and social, equity. I said equality. I made that up in equity. Okay. What's that say? Oh, let me see here. Sparks debate, mockery, and criticism. I'm looking for right here. This is talking about the monument represents the hug Dr. King and Coretta Scott King shared after he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. So I got that date right. I made that date up. I think I said 1964. Okay, that's cool. This thing cost $10 million. $10 million. $10 million to create chaos. Like somebody's music video today can't do that alone. Now y'all gotta go to the art and public displays. Not public displays of affection, public displays of chaos, and it cost them all a $10 million. Okay, I'm moving forward. I'm looking for where am I? I need what let's go to NBC Boston and see what they say. So let me switch windows. I'm still looking for it. I need an interpretation. Why Destined for Boston is being built in Washington. One, wow, the new statue. What? Oh, it was constructed in Washington. I'm skimming right now. Took 109 workers to build the Embrace inside a workshop. The president of the foundry says, I think that what this sculpture represents and the movement and the energy behind it and the necessity for it is what makes it extra special for us. Okay, they is talking. Okay, this is the behind the scenes on it. King Boston is the nonprofit behind the sculpture. Leaders of the organization always wanted this to push what was possible. Along the way, it is also helping redefine public art. Okay. Yeah, as long as it's able to stay there. But even if if the monument, the sculpture comes down, then that'll be a position for the people who in the future want to put up public art. They can use the embrace as a foundation as to why their art, public art, is not accepted. They'll just put it in the archives and use it in their argument. So this is if the monument's taken down, it'll be used as an argumentative point as to why the public art is not being redefined. So the King Boston executive director goes on to say, it is important to build monuments, but the monuments have to have meaning and they have to have action. Oh my goodness, they have to have meaning. So y'all just make some stuff up. You know what I mean? Let's look at this, see who the artist is. Let's come out of here. I thought I could put the meaning, what's the interpretation? Let's look up the sculptor. Is this right? Hank Willis Thomas. Yeah, in Boston, the Embrace honors Dr. Martin Luther King. Artist Hank Willis Thomas. Okay, we know all this part. Historic moment. Okay, so this has to do with the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. News about. Okay, let's look at the news about the Embrace sculptor. Otherwise, I'm just going to straight look at this person. Did I have that thing up? A black man? Quit lying, Kai. Quit lying. Because somebody asked me, I said, probably sometime a little shit. I don't know. I ain't had a screen up for y'all. Excuse. Pardon me. Pardon me. I'm over here caught up right now. Trying not to. But trying to, you know what I mean? Working on being. Blech, blech, blech. All right. Dang. Okay. Over here, they saying the sculpture is hideous. Sculptor. Let me get the right screen up here. Let me see. Because I don't even see any pictures of the sculptor. The project bag. Let me see. Let me share with y'all what I'm looking at. Let's see. This is it. So you can look at this together. Without all this. Okay. Looks confusing. What is not okay? Corn and Jack. Okay, they say these spectators say the artist Hank Willis Thomas has created an icon for the city. He's very in touch with using art to throw out questions into the universe. That's what all art does, right? Denise Corn and Jack Willis. That's what all art does. So I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, really. Let's see. We invite everyone to come see it. All right. So what I'm going to do is move forward here. I'm going to type this person. I'm actually going to cut, copy, paste stuff. Or not, because shoot, it's taking too long. So let me look here. We about to Hank Willis Thomas, according to 2 sources. That's just enough for me. I'll put his name in here and see what results we get. I got a black image. Appreciate you, Kai. You looking for a pic? I got it right here. Let's get it going. Kai Frazier said he was black, and here he go. This him right here. This is what we got right here. Here. Images. This him. This guy. And that ain't loading right. So yeah, he's black. Kai Creators told us. We got the news, the scoop. Now I like to see like what is his interpretation, his meaning for the sculpture. Let's look at him page. I got you ready? You good? Okay. He was born in 1976 in Plainfield, New Jersey. He's written some books. Winter in America. Over here, Wikipedia says he's an American conceptual artist based in Brooklyn, New York. He works primarily with things related to identity, history, and popular culture. So it'd be cool to look at some more of his other works. Down here it says he's made a name for himself as a vigilant translator of the human body into something enormously meaningful and totemic. What's that word? Totemic. So he's created images inspired by the image he saw of a Harlem Globetrotter standing in front of the Statue of Liberty. This is one of his more prolific works today, Love Over Rules. So I got the answer to that to see more of his other works. It's like crazy. They are talking about it depends on, I guess, what I'm typing. I keep hearing, I see about Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 and the discuss, the support, the location. I need to see the artist's interpretation of the embrace. I mean, I know he got something more to say other than Nobel Peace Prize and stuff. Yes, in Boston. And Boston was and still is one of the most racially divided cities in the, okay, exactly. Definitely sexual orientation. I'm thinking, I'm looking. He would be, you know what? Here he go in a CNN interview. Let's see if we can pick up on some of his vibes and stuff. Let me stop this screen right quick and pull up this other one. Coming. What a new monument. Here it go. Let's see. Oh, I need sound. I don't know if I've got. Let me mute.
The Nobel Peace Prize back in 1964. So look at the hands in the picture and look at that. The art piece designed by conceptual artist Hank Willis Thomas only features a couple's arms during the embrace and not their heads, which has sparked a mixed reaction.
It's not the missing heads that's the atrocity, although people glam onto that. It's a stump that looks like a penis. That's a joke.
Look at this. Look, YouTubers, I'm sorry, but that looks like a giant penis right there. I'm sorry, it does.
I think the artist did a great job. I'm satisfied, but it represents something that brings people together.
All right, not sure why we played some of that because it's just obviously trolls. But listen, joining us now is conceptual artist behind this statue, Hank Willis Thomas. Hank. Morning.
Good morning.
Hank, how are you?
Welcome to
Good to
CNN
see you.
this
I
morning.
got to tell you, I saw the small version and the concept beforehand at the dinner, and I thought it was fantastic. There are lots of people who think it's fantastic, and you don't really care that this.
I mean, I care because, I mean, how could you not think about Dr. King, Mrs. King's legacy, and not care, you know? But also, when you put out in the world, you can't control what people see. You know, I think about the Rorschach test, the ink blot test, you know, what you see says a lot about what you see about the world. And so the work is meant to be gone into. It's a call to action. You go in and be in the heart of their embrace. So what people see online, I can't really control.
I love this because it makes you think more deeply. And I love so much focus is on Dr. King and not on her, right? And it's a couple and the importance of that support and power. But also you say there are so many monuments of the Kings that we don't see them as real people. That was your goal here.
Yeah, I wanted to capture, like, embody the feeling of love in their relationship. You know, there's a quote that really inspired this piece, and it's from Mrs. King's book, My Love, My Legacy. But it says, to me, the beloved community is a realistic vision of an achievable society, one in which problems and conflicts exist, but are resolved peacefully and without bitterness. The beloved community is a state of heart and mind, a spirit of hope and goodwill that transcends all boundaries and barriers and embraces all creation. So the idea of the beloved community that they talked about, that we forget about, is what I was hoping, and I'm hoping, well, I know whenever I see someone go in, they feel.
What does it mean for you?
I'm pausing right here for copyright claims purposes, possibly to avoid those. Now, he got what he wanted. Only he got it up there. Yeah, you know what I mean? Cherise, for real. Now, anyone who fights against their agenda, we call exactly, they have to be trolls. That was a note of mine. Good catch, Elliot. Good catch. So, because the people speak their opinions, they speak their response. But the whole point of art is to get a response, right? Otherwise, what's the point of it sitting it outside in a public area? The people's response is going to be accepted and go into it. As the sculptor said, Hank Williams has said, he wants the people to go into it. He wants us all to feed into it. He wants us to accept and feed into the LGBTQ plus and it. That's how I feel. Now, what I also heard right quick was one of the lady reporters said in the I ain't played that much, but near the beginning when he started talking, he said it says so hold on. Hank Williams says, if my memory is right, because I didn't prepare for this broadcast presentation in that manner to know what people said. We play it back, maybe, I don't know. He said, he mentioned something about it says a lot about people and their interpretations. And the reporter, she said right quick, so it says a lot about you? He did not respond. There was like crickets, and he went on and said something else. Because what he was referring to was the trolls that were being addressed, saying it looked like a penis and disrespectful. So for him to address, if this was saying a lot about him and responded to the reporter, yay or nay, then it would have told a lot about him. Cherise, exactly. Now, I don't know this man. It's easy to say what he do or don't do. But what I do know is I could easily go to Wikipedia, as we was just at. I could go into the article. In there, it talks about, okay. I'm gonna play the rest of this video. I'm gonna play a little bit. We're gonna move forward. And for somebody who want to know what I just said furthermore, you can go look that up. If you caught where I was going, go check that out. And if you don't already know, and beat me there and put it in the comments. But right now, I'm gonna finish this video a little bit more and see more about him. And then I'm gonna go and look into this inquiry. It just popped in my head.
Contribute to their legacy in this way.
It's unbelievable. Boston Commons, the oldest continuously used public space in the country, dating back to the 1600s. You know, to have a monument to descendants of slaves who were inspirational beings who will be known and talked about for centuries, and celebrated through this work is something that I'm eternally grateful for.
Okay, so a couple of rapid fire questions. So you're happy with it?
Oh, over the joke.
There are no plans to modify or change it.
No.
Would you do that if asked?
I mean, by who?
Right.
I mean, because this is a piece that was selected by the people of Boston, and this is not Hank just came and put something. Thousands of people worked on this. Thousands of people actually put it together, and no one saw this, I would say, perverse perspective. And I mean, to bring that to the King's legacy and to dictate the making of art and the celebration of them is really strange for me.
I think it's, I mean, obviously, you see what you want, as Poppy said, in the art. And I think sometimes the most compelling art is the controversial art, or what people bring. Because I have this one piece, you know who William Popel is,
Yeah, of
in
course.
my home.
Oh, yeah.
And people.
Okay, so that's all I'm planning that. Let me move forward right quick while I get this piece up that I'm sharing next. And after this, I think I'm about done. I think I done about, no pun intended, beat this as far as it can be beaten today. Share screen. Let me prepare for this. Now, we're gonna look at this while. Okay. Now, what bothers me is his spiel on where he's about to attempt to explain why there are many artists that are sexually fluid, and that reflects in this piece. Exactly. This is his attempt to explain away the focus on the agenda, because apparently, no, it didn't go over the way they wanted it to go. And we just going to accept it's the embrace. It's Martin and Coretta. We cool with the Nobel Peace Prize. Boston, oh great Boston. No, cut it. We ain't having it. We see that part. We see it. So he right quick was like, oh yeah, it shows, and they are the descendants of slaves. Did he have to say that part, really? We just go into the slavery piece and let's deflect away from the LGBTQ and them agenda piece. We ain't gonna be trolls. We just gonna sit happily and just think about Martin and Coretta being descendants of slaves, and oh, it's great that the descendants of slaves get to have their figures in a monumental status in Boston Commons. Just beautiful piece. Publicly, we must honor and respect the fact that images in a monumental form of descendants of slaves is available to the people. No, that's a negative. And then when the man reporter was like, so if you was asked to change it, would you? And Hank was like, he was like appalled. Who would ask me to change the LBG? I mean, the agenda's the agenda, right? So nobody's going to ask me because I'm part of the agenda. I was put in a place to bring, because I'm pretty sure there were, there were bids. There had to have been like a selection of what art and or artists to use for that public space. I'm pretty sure this guy, Hank Williams, did not come to the community and they cleared out a space just for him. I mean, if that's what happened, it happened. But I could easily see there was some space. There were some bids and proposals. There was a selection committee, and his piece was voted in. That's just a theory of mine. I wasn't a part of it, so I don't know, but I could see that happening. So, but again, he's appalled. Who would ask for me to change it? And what changes would I make? This is my interpretation of their love. This is my interpretation of their racial outlook and for the people. Why won't we change it? And then he proceeded to say Boston chose it. Well, this is, this goes outside of Boston, apparently. Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King are global. So this is beyond Boston. Yeah, Boston might have chose it, but the feedback, the responses are globally. And being art is worldwide. Unless you got it in your kitchen or your sacred space in your living room, the art in Boston is worldwide. A cool million, you know. Sorry, next time we need to get you in on that bid, so you can put in your proposal. And I'm pretty sure part of them bids and proposals was the cost. Like, well, how much would it cost you to get this piece done? So we could easily been looking at a Shari Berry original in Boston. We're gonna work on that, Shari. We're gonna work on that. Now, so I pulled this up, and this I'm gonna work on this. This is my last, probably been here almost an hour. Didn't think I'd be here this long, but hey, I didn't have nothing prepared. So let's look at this Wikipedia right quick. I'm just pull this up. I ain't even gonna go into the article. This says this is spouse. This guy is in Plainfield, New Jersey, born. We mentioned that. Alma mater, spouse. Now I'm gonna look, but this just from his. Hold on, does that give him an image? Is that a woman, or one, or is gonna want to be a woman one day? You know what I'm saying? Let me move this. Born in Zimbabwe. I see the word her. I'm bringing up her screen right now. Bringing it up. Oh, Zimbabwe, her. So, okay, it's projected to be a her. Let's see here. Got it? We ready? Yeah. Good. New York curator. I mean, these days I can't say. He looked, but to me, he looked a little like. But every man carries himself different. This we know. But she relocated here with her family at the age of 2. So this is a her. I initially, just the name alone, was like, oh, it's our boy. Some reason I read this as like a Ricky. This her first name as Ricky when I saw it. So I was just like, oh, he got him a Ricky. Now, let's see what else we're going to look at right here. Let me see what else I can find. Oh, there's some videos. I don't know. So we should be able to go to images. Let's go to images and look at her. I mean, shit, let's see. What's the I ain't gonna go into her too much. She ain't did nothing to me, but where's the view image? That ain't what I want. Okay, I'm gonna scroll. We're gonna scroll. Hold on. What am I gonna do? Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Anyway, so if we need a verdict on if he gay or not, hey, that's left up to the interpreter, just like his piece. So I'm about to end this broadcast. I've addressed everything I need to address and look at today in the comment section as well. If there's anything anybody else would like for me to address or look at while we're here, I can do so. And I'll allow a little more time because of at least the 10-second delay between me being live and it transferring out into the world elements and you receiving it and hearing it, feeling it, knowing it. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to run this commercial right quick and talk to y'all. Now, I have been doing some work, as we all may know and or not, on the platform, always to improve. So on my YouTube channel, I have attached Moonfox, my oldest grand, Empress Lulu to some, Empress Moon Fox to those of you more knowing now. And she has moonfoxday.shop is her website. It'll be up and items will be available for sale. And I'm gonna remove this while we were working. And so I appreciate the comments coming in. We'll address those. And I also attached the Etsy store where paperbacks for the Unschool Guide are now available through that outlet as well, through that measure. So if you like to receive a copy of the Unschool Guide in paperback form and you just want to not contact me, or Cherie Reed L, and she's here in the comments, so I'm gonna share this. I'm sure she won't mind. And if she does, she will let me know. And so let me move it. But yes, paperbacks are available today. Get your guide today. And if you don't want to use the Etsy link, which is also in the description, then you can contact Cherise Reed L. This is her information here on the screen. And or you can contact me as well. Here is my flyer. We also are working on the Unschool Guide book signing tour, as well as a lecture tour / lecture tour. So contact us for more information on that. Right now, we are compiling a list of cities to visit for this year. So if you like for any of the scribes to come to your city, let us know, and we will do our best to make that happen. We love to visit you and see you in your city. Now, also, what do I have to share? Yes, so with the Moon Fox brand, let me discuss her again right quick. Let me see. Change my background for her right quick. So with the Moon Fox brand, she has her own products that will be on the site, as well as products for others. So if you have products, and we have a list so far of people, vendors that are buying, having space on the online store, and their products, they'll have their section of the store where their products will be displayed and available for purchase. And definitely a lot to browse is expected. So there's plenty of room if you like to be a vendor on the Moon Fox online store and have your products displayed and purchased there. So contact me, let me know. I am managing and handling all communications for Empress Moon Fox, of course. She is a minor, and whatever communications I'm not handling because it's being handled by her mother and her father. So definitely need to get that information out for her and for those that would like to continue to support Empress Moon Fox. And if you are new to being a supporter, we, she, I, we, us welcome you being a supporter for Empress Moon Fox and her efforts and her journey. Not sure, of course, what else she will add, but I'm here to support her during her path and her journey here. Now, let's see. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Got my post-it note. This video and or the information, the links as well that are in the description. Share the links, share the knowledge, and keep the discussions going on topics such as was being discussed today, the embrace, the sculpture of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his wife, Coretta Scott King. Keep the discussions going because your voice matters. Do not let discussions like descendants of slaves and, oh, who would change it, keep your voice stifled. Don't do that. So even if it's not on that topic, let's keep the discussions going. So that's my spill on the commercial break and allowing time for audience response before I close out today. And again, join me 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the platform. I will be here to discuss the revelations of the movie Avatar 2 that has recently been released and has had its yays and nays discussions as well. Now, sometimes it doesn't matter if he's a female spouse. Exactly. That's why earlier I was like, oh, looks like, and I'm not going to touch it right now. Because again, yes, the women spouses for the men be cover-ups sometimes. We all know that. And for publicly, because you know, she's a curator too. So it just looks like where he's taking his Hank Williams is taking his path in life and his agenda, it would help to get his foot in the door better in some arenas if he has a woman on his arm. Other arenas, this arm, he can go over there with him on his arm, and then that whole life path he's on is that him on his arm complements him and gets him in those doors. So it's possible that he's one of those people that's working both doors. I'm just saying. Visual impression on the public could be why she is there. Exactly. So support the future, support who supports you. I am removing Empress Moon Fox's background right now. As I say that, support those who support you. And again, for those of you new to the platform, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate just the support that you bring, whether it's your visual support, your comments, your likes, share, you subscribing, all the above. I love it. I appreciate it. Thank you. From the Karmic Dynasty platform. Support who supports you. And let's see. I love you too, Kite Creatress. Hugs, BFF hugs. So I appreciate you once more, everyone. Enjoy your day. Peace to you all from Karmic Dynasty. And I'll see you all at 7 p.m. Definitely. And join me there. Gratitude.